Hey everybody, this is Geneva of Geneva's Closet Talk Show. Please make sure you like and share this video and subscribe to Geneva's Closet if you haven't already done so right here on YouTube. And you can follow me on Facebook at what? At Geneva's Closet. And you can email me at genevascloset22@gmail.com. Now, let's get into the news. I heard you loud and clear, Closet Seekers. I received several emails with you all letting me know that you wanted me to go and check out this video of a black couple being escorted out of a hospital right after the lady had given birth. And I went and did some research and found the Facebook page of where the man came from, and his name is Hugo Israel, and his girlfriend slash fiance name is Shamari, if I'm not mistaken. And this is several clips of the videos that Hugo uploaded to his Facebook page. So I put them all together, and I will let them play out, and I'll come back and give my opinion. So check it out.
The whole inducing the labor. That's basically what they're trying to do. And they talked to us about medications. We told them we don't want nothing that's going to affect the baby at all. They said, oh, there's no possible side effects with this, except if the person that's injecting it injected too much, or the pace of it, how it's injected. So I went and go get food. She goes to sleep. We come back. They already got her hooked up to the oxytocin. I get on the internet and do my own research and find out that it may cause heart disease, breathing problems, jaundice, a couple other things that I don't want. Seizures. I don't want these things associated with my baby. I want a natural born baby. If my baby not ready to come yet, it's not ready to come yet. They wasn't there when we had sex, so they don't know exactly when the baby was made. This is all off educated guesses. So maybe we got another week. Maybe we shouldn't be sitting here inducing and forcing shit on my baby. I feel like my baby's gonna come on the 15th. That's what I've been telling her for the longest. And that's a spiritual feeling. That's a feeling I feel inside. I'm connected to that baby, not these nurses and doctors. So I feel like our rights was violated, man. Like, honest to God, I feel like we was lied to just to push an agenda, just to push a medication, or something on us, and we didn't want it. Now they took it off as our request. The woman come in here smiling. I said, why are you smiling? It's a serious situation. She kept smiling. I said, you gonna keep smiling? Yeah. I said, well, get the fuck up out of here then, because you disrespectful to me and how I feel about my baby. So I told her to leave. They left out, and now you came back.
You can refuse.
Yeah, so right. I know.
Okay.
That's the thing. I'm educated. I'm far from dumb.
Refusing the Pitocin is not a problem. Like, you can refuse that, and it is completely in your right to do that. So there should be no issues with that. They should have had no issues with that.
Right. And she shouldn't have been hooked up to it while she was asleep, and I'm out of the room.
Well, that is a standard protocol that we use all the time. Literally hundreds of thousands of millions of times it's used. Like, it's a very common drug that's used in the birth of children.
It don't matter.
I agree. It's up to you.
Meat is eaten every day. You go to a restaurant, get meat anywhere. We don't eat meat. So to bring me something and tell me it's grapes and it got meat in it, I don't give a fuck, because it's so common that everybody eats meat. We don't eat it. So anything I tell you I don't want in my body, or want in her body, or want in my baby's body, don't put it in there. I don't care how often y'all use it.
I agree. However, well, you need to listen to all what I have to say, man. Otherwise, it's going to be a fruitless conversation. Well, you said you left, and it's like someone came in here and snuck it in while she was sleeping. That's not the case. That's what I'm explaining. The case is, we have standard protocols that we do all the time. You can refuse them anytime you want. And that's what I'm actually here to advocate on your behalf. You can refuse them and stop it, and I'm with that. And they will, and they have. So that's not a problem. We'll stop the Pitocin, stop it's not running, we're good to go. But as far as us and protocols, there's a set protocols we always follow. You say don't follow that protocol, we won't. It's the same thing on the other side when someone's in the ICU, critical care. we do full code. We'll do all measures go until you say, hey, I do not want you to go full measures on my dad or whatever. Then we'll stop. But our protocols are something that we have to follow. Now you say stop it, it stops. So I think it's resolved, right? Like, I mean,
We'll know when the baby comes. If anything's wrong with my baby, y'all be ready.
oh well, that's a whole nother issue. But yeah,
Yeah.
I mean that's your right too, right?
Yeah.
So
I got lawyers on standby, man.
So-
I don't play no games.
so that's up to you too.
Yeah, we'll see.
Now, as it stands now, I think everything's okay. They stopped it, and we're here to help along the process. That's the point. We're not here to fight you.
Right, shouldn't be.
Yeah, no one's here to fight you.
But like I was talking to my friend, she said I didn't go to the hospital until I was dilated to a 9. My baby came out just fine, natural, and that's what I'm aiming for. I don't want, if my baby's not ready, send us home. Tell us the baby's not ready. Don't start. Oh, we need to help your contractions. They're not close enough. We need to know. Let God do the process. Let nature take its course. We don't need human doing nothing. Straight up, straight like that, homie. That's how I feel about it.
I do too. I had mine at home. However, you can also have. I've had 2 at home and 2 at the hospital. So I've done both ways. But you can go home anytime you want. If you say, hey, I want to go, I want to leave, you can leave.
This is the scary process. I don't want to go home now that they done started shit on her, put the balloon in her, did the cervical thing, all that. I don't want to go now because a lot of things that's going on in her now aren't natural. And I feel like we should be here just in case her body does something that's unexpected.
Well, what did they do? Did they put a balloon?
The balloon is out.
I know it's out, but they already
Okay.
put it in. It
Oh,
already
right.
stretched. She already bled. Come on, man. Of
Right,
course
right.
it's out, man.
Okay, I didn't know that. That was my bad. I didn't understand that. So there's basically nothing going on. Okay. So we're back to completely natural, normal. Right? Is that right? Like there's
Hopefully.
Okay. I mean, I understand some other things were done that you didn't necessarily want. Okay. So time. Okay. You okay? Okay. I guess there's nothing really. I mean, I don't know what else to say or do. I think we're at an okay place.
I mean, we're gonna chill, and I want my baby to continue, especially to continue to be monitored now, and if some more time go by and we don't see no progression, yeah, we'll go home, man,
Okay.
and then come back, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Like that's to me that's something that should have been said to us anyway, opposed to like yesterday they told us go take a walk. We took a little walk, came back, everything was pretty much still the same. So I don't understand how all of a sudden we just got to this point where we're like trying to rush my baby out, especially when, like I said, it's an educated guess. Nobody knows the exact age of my baby in there, so it could be a week, 5 days from now. I don't think that's much of a risk if it's natural.
Man, I get you. The daughter that I had at home, she was 10 months according to the doctors. She was in my wife's womb for 10 months.
And perfectly fine.
She came out 10-pound baby. She was a big baby.
Big baby, of course, because she's in there gaining weight.
Yeah, exactly. But I also had a midwife deliver at home. She had no episiotomy, no rips, no tears. It was a very miracle. But I mean, everything went out perfect.
Not a miracle, man. That's just God letting nature take its course.
I also had the right people too. Like she's a midwife.
Yeah.
She was good. So yeah,
and that's what I'm trying to do. That's why we having this conversation, because I want the right people in here when my baby's being born. I want the right people giving me and my wife advice. You feel me?
Yeah.
Like you had the right midwife. You chose wisely. Yeah. You don't just pick anybody for that. No, and just because somebody got RN on their shit don't mean nothing.
You're right. Not for anything. I agree with you. They will always, and that's why I was telling you, our protocols. They'll always institute the protocols in which they do every single 100,000 times a day. And this is a part of the protocol. So you have to ask and say no.
Yeah, I know when.
So, we had officers rush our room while my girl was pregnant. While my girl was naked, right? So we decided we don't want to be here no more. We're going to go to another hospital. This man right here threatened and told us he's going to call CPS.
Yeah. Look at this, man.
We leaving out the hospital like this. Because I got officers coming all in my room while my girl is naked. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, Pat, y'all need to get our stuff out of there.
Just you need to leave your lady.
We need our. She don't want to stay. This is my wife. You dumb.
My baby's father. No.
Man, you sound stupid. This is my wife. Go.
Okay.
We need our stuff so we can go. Thank you.
Okay, can you give the baby to her so you can get your stuff?
Man, you suck.
No.
Bro,
I already know
them
what y'all
doing.
trying to do.
Listen,
We
No,
up out of
babe.
here.
Let's go.
Get
we got a
our
complaint
stuff.
saying you're harassing.
He was
Harassing.
not harassing.
Making
He
racial
was not.
statements.
He was not making racial.
No, I
statements.
prefer an Asian.
And that's not
That's not
racist.
racist.
Like that?
That's a preference.
That's a
not-
preference, exactly. He was saying to them that his
Oh, this is good. This is all real good.
and they already knew that. So why all of a sudden now it's racist?
You're more than welcome to go grab your stuff if you'd like I said.
Baby, go and I'll go.
I want
I'll
my
get a
girl to
wheelchair.
Go get dressed, booty. Go in there and get dressed.
No, I'm not.
Come on, let's go get dressed. Come on. Go ahead. You ain't got nothing to worry about. Trust me. I own this hospital, boy. Now, we would like privacy while my girl get dressed. Thank you.
Okay,
Here
there's
we
a
go again.
dude, there's
Here
a
we go
privacy
again.
screen right
Here
there.
we go
Right behind the
again.
privacy screen.
Why
Wow.
can't he close the door?
Wow.
Because it's a safety
You
issue.
guys are right
Safety
here.
issue.
We can't see what's going on.
Close this door. She's breastfeeding.
Can you come out and talk to us?
No, I don't need to. We're finna leave. We're getting dressed and we're finna exit out of this hospital. Thank you.
Okay, go ahead and do that.
Excuse me.
Do that.
Okay.
Wow, you see this?
Hey.
Excuse me.
You're being recorded too, so.
Okay, that's great. So, like I said, my girl's naked. We're
There's a
trying
privacy screen right there, right behind
Okay,
you.
so
we can't see her.
We don't need y'all in
Close the
here.
door.
We don't need y'all in here.
Listen, hospital staff.
We don't need y'all
is
in
asking
here.
you to leave.
We are leaving, so leave us alone.
Go change.
Leave us the fuck alone. Bye. My girl is naked. Can y'all please get out? Please.
Babe, please come here.
Can y'all get out while my girl is naked so we can get dressed and exit out of the hospital? Please.
Babe.
Ma'am, could you step behind the privacy screen for us?
She don't have to do nothing. Quit talking to her. She's
Well,
holding
off
my baby.
camera, they ended up like beating me up. It was about 6 or 7 officers. Some of them, the ones you were seeing in the video, they slammed me to the ground, put their knees all in my back, all in my neck. I was refusing, at first because I ain't do nothing wrong. But as I could hear my girl, because they pushed her back in the room and wouldn't let her record, I could hear her screaming. So then I just decided to go ahead and let my, quit resisting, and because then it'd be, she wouldn't hear all that, and it'd be easier on her, stress wise. So
Yeah.
and then they took me to jail. They said it was for trespassing, but when I got to the jail, the sergeant called the arresting officer and said something to him on the phone. After he got off the phone, he crumbled up one of the papers, which was one of the charges, obviously. And so they ended up getting me for obstructing officer's procedure and resisting arrest. But that doesn't make sense because you don't have no procedure here. You don't have no reason. Y'all said y'all reason was for me trespassing. But how am I trespassing from the father? So
And that was exactly after she just gave birth.
yeah. And we were trying to get her lactation to start so we could feed our son. And one of the nurses was in there, and she was arguing us as to why we shouldn't use a breast pump. And we was like, well, as a family, we choose to try to use a breast pump, which we're using now, and we're getting full. We got about 3-4 bottles,
Yeah.
So she just was arguing with us. I just stood up and left out the room and went to the front desk, and I said, hey, can we get another nurse? Because we don't want to have to argue with someone when we make a choice as a family. And I went back to the room and sat down. Probably like a minute later, we get a knock on the door. We thinking it's the new nurse. It's the sheriff department.
And that's when you start recording, yeah. Because
Yeah. He said, can you come out and talk to me? I said, no, I'm here enjoying my baby was just born. It's no problem here. What do I need to talk to you for? Can you get out? My wife's titties are out. She's breastfeeding. Can you exit the room?
no, I won't exit the room. Da 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 da. Then next thing you know, two or three officers show up behind them, and I think I slid the curtain, and they slid it back open, and so I'm like, wow, and then things escalated from there. They outside, and I sat down and I'm holding my baby. Then they tried to rush in again. At this time, I got my baby in my arms, and he tried to like wrestle me down, but I like jumped to the other side of the bed and kind of pushed had my other arm out, just kind of, holding him back, and I gave my girl the baby, and then he wasn't trying to arrest me no more. Like it was just weird. I'm like, I said, "Am I being arrested or detained for anything?" And he's like, "Yeah, for trespassing. And right now you're resisting." And I'm like, "Resisting what?" And then they sent um, some type of nurse to talk to us about why we should get our son vaccinated and all these things. And we're like, "Nah, well, we're against that. We don't want
Yeah,
that."
that's the second
And
video
then
you
he was like,
posted.
yeah, and then all of a sudden he just changed up and was like, "All right, well, I'm sorry, but I'm gonna be forced to call CPS." And we like, "What? For what?" And she just busts out crying. I'm talking about she just breaks all the way down. That's whenever I lost it. And I'm like, "Man, y'all need to go, get out the room, or we'll leave, you know. And it's like, well, if you try to leave, CPS is gonna get involved and all this stuff, but they trying to make me leave, but have her stay at the hospital. And she said, if my husband's leaving, I'm leaving too. Like, what are y'all trying to do? Separate the black
Yeah,
family, like y'all always do? And that was from even before the baby was born. We would go to her visits at the same hospital. They had a clinic that we would do follow ups, before the baby was born, getting checkups and stuff. And every time they would call her back there by herself, tell her, hey, you can answer questions without him, just all this stuff. Like, divide and conquer type thing, man. I don't understand. My name was never on nothing all the way until the end. Literally, when we were packing up finna leave, they brought all the stuff for me to sign. Like, oh, you're the father? Can you put your name here and put your name there? I'm like, what? And we had already been discussing it. Like, where's my name at? I got a wristband on that shows I'm the father, but it only says her name. It says parent Linda Leslie. That's it. No, my name's not nowhere to be found. So it was just weird. The whole situation was like I was never included. They never wanted me to be a part of it. I don't know. Like they wanted her to marry the government. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Type thing. Like, yeah, for real, bro. Some scary stuff, man.
yeah. Because in that situation, when I first saw it, it was like, what's going on? And when I didn't see that you had posted more, I just decided right then and there to like try to find an app to put it all together so people could see it as one whole video. That's when
Right.
I posted.
Yeah, it was hard. Some of it was from my phone, and then I had to figure out how I could, cause the iPad we was recording on is ran off internet, and here at our house we didn't have internet because she's a caregiver and she would never hear. So I finally got the internet on here, and I logged in from my Facebook from the iPad, and I was able to upload those videos from there. But yeah, it was kind of, here and there scattered because I had some on my phone and some on my Facebook. I mean, some on my iPad.
Yeah, because right now on Twitter, everybody's going crazy trying to find out the hospital name and who the nurse was, her
Yeah,
name.
see, and I don't have Twitter, so I don't. But I need to get it. I'm gonna get Twitter, man, because I really want justice for my son. I really do. I think he deserves it. Like, what baby deserves to come in the world like that?
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, I done things in my past to where if it happened, something happened to me, it's different. But this is an innocent child. This her first baby. Like, why do we deserve this? You know what I'm saying? So
are y'all planning on getting a lawyer?
yeah, that's the whole point of all this. I don't care about publicity or, I really felt a certain way putting everything online like that, but it's because I want justice. It's because I want somebody to contact me and which somebody has, but I don't know. We'll see how that goes. They just said like, oh yeah, I got somebody, man. We're gonna hit you up tomorrow. We're gonna get on it. I don't know who it is, and we getting all type of responses from people and stuff. But I'm waiting for somebody to come and say, hey, let's go open this case.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, because the most I could do from where my location is actually put it out there, make it known what happened. And
Yeah, you doing great, bro. We definitely appreciate you, man. For real. Like the responses, the views, the people sharing, it's all linked from you, man. And we definitely appreciate it, man.
yeah, so I'm gonna keep doing that and just update them on pretty much everything and even how they beat you afterwards.
Right, right. Yeah, I wasn't able because I was the one getting beat, so I wasn't able to record
Yeah,
that. But they definitely put knees in my back and my neck, and hitting my arms, trying to get me to release because I was holding my arms, gripping them like cross your arms and hold your elbows, trying to keep them from arresting me. But like I said, I gave in once I realized that the longer it went on, the more my girl would be stressing behind that door, not knowing what was going on.
yeah,
So.
because at any point something could happen and she wouldn't know.
Yeah, yeah, and they pull a gun out, shoot me, and say I tried to,
Because
anything.
someone
But
did point out
yeah,
inside the video too, I think it was the second part at the end or so, that they thought that the
hmm
police actually grabbed towards the gun and was
oh yeah, they was clutching multiple times while everything was going on. Even heard them say some. I mean, I don't remember word for word, but it was some threats. You already know what goes on in that
yeah,
situation, man. So, like I said, once I got scared and tired of hearing my girl in the background and didn't want her not knowing what was going on, I just went ahead and gave in, and they took me in the whole time, even in the hospital. I mean, even in the jail, I was asking for medical attention, see about my neck and my back. They wouldn't do it. I never was seen, so
did they?
I just was handcuffed to a chair for like 14 hours. Then they released me.
What? Damn.
Yeah,
Well, the good thing is you made out there safe. Your family seems safe, and
yeah. They well, we get harassed, man. Believe it or not, the hospital called us and told my girl that she had a hospital interview, doctor's appointment. My bad, and she's like, okay, well, because she had to get stitches. So she's like, well, okay, I don't feel good. Can I go maybe in like the next couple days? Let me heal up a little bit more. They said if we didn't come, they're gonna send the police. So we said, like, what? I don't know. I don't understand. I don't. I don't know. Somebody told me when your baby's born, you actually have to go down and claim your own child. Like when your baby's born, he's born into state
yeah,
custody. So maybe that's why. Yeah, maybe that's why they're acting like that. I don't know. We need to go claim custody of our own child that we made. As crazy as it sounds, but maybe because how they act, even when getting him out, we was like, oh man, we chilling. They're like, well, you can't be here. If you're here, you're pushing the baby out. Other than that, you go home and you just keep coming back getting monitored. It was like, wow, okay. And then we're like, well, y'all started her on this medicine and we asked y'all not to, so now we don't want to leave because y'all been kind of inducing and forcing contractions. Now that, we just unhook and leave and go home, do we need to be monitored, make sure my baby's all right,
yeah,
and all this. So they kept us a little longer, but yeah, basically get out, had his baby or get out.
yeah. Right.
And then once the baby came, chaos again.
Yeah, that's I don't know. Hopefully, justice can be served towards them and the hospital because that's not right at all.
Right.
Like,
The officer the whole time, and he was apologizing. Hey man, I was trying to be peaceful with you. He's like, we're just doing what the hospital asked us to do. Um, they asked for a peaceful removal, but you wouldn't comply. I said, nah, why would I comply? I'm there with my son, man. I'm there enjoying my baby. Like,
yeah,
comply with getting put out for what? You know, who does that, man? And y'all trying to find a reason,
trespassing, resisting arrest. Okay, well, to resist arrest, you got to have a reason to arrest me in the first place. What's your reason?
Yeah, we know those hospitals have cameras in it. Definitely down the baby aisle because people are known.
Especially in the baby aisle. People steal
Yeah.
babies. Exactly.
The family of a Florida woman is calling for justice today after a police dash cam shows that she was forcibly removed by an officer from a hospital where she had gone, only to collapse in the parking lot of that hospital, actually in full view of the dash cam. The medical examiner's office says that Barbara Dawson died shortly afterwards from a blood clot in her lungs. Dawson went to that hospital and complained of abdominal pain, but medical staff examined her and discharged her. When she refused to leave, the hospital called the police. The police handcuffed her, and that's when she started to scream. Take a listen to the dash cam video.
Please put your hand. You have had every opportunity.
Help me, Dad.
On you now.
No, please.
It's too late.
No, please.
So please put your hand
Don't let me die
behind
yet.
your back.
Dad, I'm gonna die.
Please put your hand behind your back for me, okay,
Dad,
Miss Dawson?
please.
Miss Dawson, I'm
Hey,
begging you.
stop. Don't hurt me.
I'm not trying to. You're hurting
Yes, you
yourself.
will.
I need you to put your hand
Help
behind
me.
your back.
I can't breathe. Yeah, only got a handcuff. Come on, I can't breathe.
Disturbing to say the least at first blush. Alina Machado of CNN is going to pick up the story from there. Alina, help me to, watching that is, it's blood curdling. I want to ask about Ms. Dawson's history. It was not the first time she'd been at that hospital. She'd had certain instances there before. So walk me through the context of this video.
Yeah, that's right, Ashley. It's not the first time that Barbara Dawson had been at that hospital, and it's worth noting that she collapsed a short time after saying that she could not breathe, and she never regained consciousness. Now, this all happened on December 21st at Calhoun Liberty Hospital in the Florida Panhandle. Dawson's family has retained civil rights attorney Benjamin Crump, who released that dash cam video yesterday to the media. The video is more than 2 hours long, and what you just heard is what happened inside the hospital. According to the police report obtained by CNN affiliate WTXL, when Dawson and the officer got to the patrol car, Dawson collapsed. The officer is heard saying that he thinks Dawson fell to the ground as a way to stop from being taken to jail. But within a few minutes, hospital staff came outside, and here's what happens next.
Check it real quick.
Yeah. I need a hand. Miss Dawson, come on now. Ain't nothing wrong with you. She's 98%. The whole time she's here. 70 volts.
So she's completely all right.
She's fine.
Miss Dawson, I need you to get up, okay?
Miss Dawson, get up. There's nothing wrong with you. And I know you can hear us.
Now, Dawson was eventually taken back inside the hospital where she later died of a blood clot in her lungs. The hospital says pulmonary embolisms are very difficult to detect and can be impossible to treat. Dawson's family, meanwhile, intends to file a lawsuit against both the hospital and the police department. We don't know yet when that will happen, but we do know there are several agencies investigating, including the Florida Department of Law Enforcement. Calhoun Liberty Hospital says they received a copy of the dashcam video from the media. They are reviewing it, and they also say they welcome the investigation from authorities. The latest statement released by the hospital says, in part, to the fullest extent permitted by state and federal law, we will continue to be transparent and forthcoming with our community and the public. It's also worth noting, Ashley, that we've reached out to police, but we have not heard back yet.
I already know that the first thing people are going to say is that Hugo was aggressive. But let me say this about our black people or black men. When our black men are upset and they get ready to talk and speak from an upset standpoint, their voices already sound like the voices of lions because they're loud. Our men don't have no soft, passive voices. When they are upset, and not even all the time when they upset. It's just sometimes when they talking, period. Us too. You know, we can have a little sass and stuff in us. That's just how we are. So, but you can tell that he was very concerned about his child, and I can appreciate a man that's concerned about his child because we don't always see that. And you and his girlfriend slash fiance are like a lot of people right now that are noticing that there are issues with the shots and the medicines and the doctors and the hospitals. And he had an issue with that. And they felt like that things were being done behind their back and they didn't necessarily know what was going on. And yes, he was probably a little loud and it probably came off a little aggressive because he was upset. But, it was his child. He was concerned about his child. And I know that I just did a story recently. And come on, subscribers, Closet Seekers, that seen a story that the woman, the mother who had literally lost her mind, was able to take her child up in the, what did they say, that her child had 323 doctor visits and 13 unnecessary surgeries that the doctors approved, and even had her young son in hospice care. And I think they even had him on the kidney list to possibly get a kidney transplant, to get something done. And come to find out, it was nothing wrong with this child. Now, who do we blame for that? Of course, we can blame the mother, but come on now, we already said that she had literally lost her mind. But the doctors hadn't lost their mind. They supposed to be sane with degrees and supposed to know about medicines and diagnosis. And yet and still, they allowed a mother to come in there and cry and tell them something was wrong with this child. And they gave this child 13 unnecessary surgeries, and I said, had the baby in hospice. So we can't always go along with what doctors and stuff is talking about. We don't really know about the medicines that they're giving us to induce the labor, and they're giving us the all of this other stuff that they be doing. And then the baby come out with jaundice, and then we ask them, how did the baby get jaundice? Oh, the baby, because the baby didn't mature and it need more time, so we got to stick it in the incubator and let it roast for a few more days until it turned back its natural color, when it really could have been because of the medicines or the things that they done gave us. But they're not going to tell us that. They're going to make up a whole bunch of excuses. So with that being said, I can understand him being upset. And then, of course, the police, this situation, any situation where a black person get upset and raise their voice a little bit, there they go. They pulling out a gun. They ready to arrest you. It's just sad that the mother had to go through that, because giving birth and dealing with pregnancy is difficult as it is. But when you giving birth, you at least just want to go through it and everything be fine after that. You know what I mean? But to give birth and right after that have to get up, have all of this drama, he holding a baby in his arm, a newborn who just got into this world, and this is what they're going through. I feel sorry for that whole situation. But I wanted to play this other video out so you can see that this has happened before and how the hospital didn't handle that correctly at all. I mean, like, was he in there fighting? Was he swinging? I mean, like, what was he doing? Anyways, I also heard during my research that there was a thing that came up about, I guess it was either Hugo or his wife made a posting about them going, that they found a special or a deal for them to go get their son circumcised for $300. And people were questioning that, like, why would they go get the son circumcised? And why would you do that? Please don't do that. And then either one of them came back in the comments and said that no, we were just playing, being funny, that we would never do that. We don't believe in those type of things. Wanted to clarify that. Then heard that the mother actually stayed in the hospital after Hugo was arrested, so she was able to get the medical care, whatever that she needed for her and the baby. So that's what I heard, that they stayed there in the hospital, that they didn't leave after he was arrested. And so basically I made this video so I can give my subscribers the information that they needed. So hopefully this roundabouts answers everything for you. And to let you know what's going on in the world, because we don't always know about these type of things. And, so kind of give you an idea of what's going on. And just in case there are any doctors or nurses, lawyers, or civil rights activists that may be able to help out Hugo and his fiance, then that would be wonderful. Give them some words of advice, some information, tell them where they can go anything, then that would be wonderful, because we need help. Just like how black people came together for that whole chicken sandwich, if we can come together to help one another on some serious stuff, then that would be just as wonderful. So people, please tell me how you feel about everything that you've seen and heard here today. And while you are letting me know how you feel, could you please like and share this video and subscribe to Geneva's Closet if you haven't already done so, right here on YouTube. And you can follow me on Facebook at what? At Geneva's Closet. And you can email me at genevascloset22@gmail.com. You all have a fabulous day, and I will talk to you later. Bye.